All right, guys, thanks very much. Joined now by the newest member of the Dodgers, Tim Locastro. Thanks so much for taking the time to be with us, and give us a little bit of background about what you were doing when you received the call that you were coming up to the big league roster.
All right, well, Thursday afternoon, I was, like I told you guys, I was painting my parents' basement. I only got one wall done. There's about 5 or 6 more walls to go. So I don't know when that's going to get done, but it's going to get done. And then Thursday afternoon, I talked to Gabe Kapler a little bit. We were just talking about my nutrition and the off-season program and how that was going. But it's a normal conversation. Didn't think anything of it. That night, I was over at my friend's house. We were just hanging out, and around 11 o'clock, Gabe called me. He asked me if I had any plans this weekend. I said, no, not that I know of. He goes, well, do you think you can meet the team in Colorado? I was like, absolutely. He's like, all right, we'll get the traveling information out for you. And then after that, I was on a plane here at 7:30 in the morning.
Well, your parents' basement is going to have to wait, but I'm sure they do not mind. Those 5 or 6 walls can certainly wait. Your thought about being on this big league club right now, it's such a critical time of the year as they get ready to move forward for the postseason, and you are in that conversation to make that playoff roster.
Yeah, that's what they said. I mean, I'm here for these 3 days to try to show them what I got, and hopefully that's enough to get on that playoff roster. But you don't really want to think of that right now. Just go out there and give everything you got.
And you've been described him as a burner, a guy that if they choose you for that postseason roster would be there for your speed and your legs. I know you stole 34 bags in between Tulsa and Oklahoma City. We know that you have speed. What else do you bring as far as your game is concerned?
I think just being a competitor out there and grinding and helping the team win, I think that's the biggest thing, especially at this point in the season when that's really the only thing that matters is winning and doing that.
The first time you're on a big league roster and you get into the game, late in the game last night, just your thought about being in there for that pinch run situation and getting the second?
It was pretty surreal and crazy. I still laid in bed last night and couldn't believe it. I thought that people say you feel like it's a dream, but it really does. Yeah. And I was just happy to get out there and get my feet wet.
You know, so many of you guys, of course, to get to this level, you have always had this dream of making the big leagues. How did the actual reality of realizing that dream perhaps compare to the dream that you probably were thinking about for a very long time?
Well, for me, I thought my season was over when I was home for 3 weeks. So this dream thought I was going to have to wait till next year. So having it happen so quick, and it was just an amazing experience. What
was your season like? You split time again between Tulsa, AA, and then AAA with the Oklahoma City Dodgers. Just kind of tell us a recap of your season.
Well, both group of guys at both levels were great, and I think getting up here and seeing so many familiar faces from AAA, I think that helped a lot and helped me get comfortable a lot. So I think that was a very big help for me. When
you join this team, of course, you're looking around at guys that naturally you know just because of names, but now you're a teammate of theirs. So what's the best way in your mind to get acclimated to this group? Because, again, if you make that postseason roster, you're certainly going to be a big part of what's going on.
Well, the number one goal is to win. I think everybody has that same exact mindset, so everyone shares that same goal.
All right, so you get to come up here. You're not going to paint your parents' basement. Just your thought about anybody in that clubhouse that you really wanted to meet or kind of pick their brain.
I mean, like I said, when I got to AAA, I was shell-shocked by how many veterans were there. And then you come up here and you see guys that you're used to seeing on TV. It's just them as a whole, and you see so many of them and right in front of your eyes. It's pretty crazy. And, of course, your manager knows a little bit about stealing a big bag in the postseason. Did you have a conversation with Dave Roberts at all about that experience and kind of what your role may be going forward? He did tell me something along those lines about I'll be a base runner and stuff like that. But growing up, I was a big Yankees fan, so that sort of ruined my childhood when he did that. But, I mean, that's arguably the biggest stolen base in baseball history, so just being able to talk to him about it in the future will be unbelievable. All right, well, you are here now. Congratulations on your call-up, and best of luck the rest of the way. Thank you for having me. All right, guys.